Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Another day's journey. So glad about it and so grateful for your joining me for another Real Talk with Pastor Waller. I am excited today because this is one of the homegrown young men of the church. He is an entrepreneur. He is a brother beloved. He's been on the mission field with us. He is an example of what it looks like to turn your life over to God and follow your passion. So we're going to be talking with an entrepreneur today, and I want to talk about what it looks like to have a vision, to follow through with that vision, to stick with it, because we're going to be talking to Andre Andrews, who has Dre's Homemade Ice Cream and Water Ice. He is a fixture here in the city, but he also has grown his business. And so you know the emphasis that we have here at Enon on supporting Black business. And today, in this conversation, we want to talk with Andre about what does it take to start your own business? What does it take to be an entrepreneur? You know, many people think they want to be an entrepreneur, but they're not really willing or even emotionally ready for the investment that it takes to be the boss. You got to pay the cost to be the boss. And so, but Andre is showing us what it looks like. And so, Andre, I want to welcome you to Real Talk with Pastor Waller, and thank you so much for being here.
Good evening. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. So obviously you have been a member of this church a long time. You know, the Andrews family, I mean, they're part of the paint here. I mean, I am so grateful for so many of the members of your family. Our church clerk is your aunt.
Yes.
And we, you know, we go back to your cousin Vincent, and you're part of really the development of the men's ministry here at Enon. And so, but you have your own story. You started this business. Tell us about Dre's Homemade Ice Cream and how it got started, why you started it, and where it is today.
Yes, I started the business in 2013, but the vision, came together. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. My older cousin, who I call my big brother, he owned a restaurant for several years in Brooklyn, New York, called the Five Spot. When I was growing up, my father owned a laundromat. So I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. That's one thing I tell people, still in my kids, is not just know what you want to be, but what you don't want to be. You understand? So I know I didn't want to be in the 9-to-5 settings. Nothing wrong with that, but I just know I couldn't get up every day doing the same thing over and over again. So once I learned about entrepreneurship, or what my brother and my father was doing, they were business owners, entrepreneurs, I was attracted to that and started, sculpturing my life around that. So, to fast forward, I always had businesses that I wanted to own, or I believed that I wanted to own. And on our way back from South Africa, to and from South Africa, in 2006, when we was doing some mission work in Cape Town, South Africa, on the way back, I had a list of businesses that I always wanted to start. And water ice and ice cream was one of those businesses. But out of all those businesses on that list, that was the only one I was really passionate about. That was avoiding the market. And I was able to enter that market with low barriers to entry. So my neighborhood did not have a mom and pop staple in the community for water ice. And I seen that was a little crack in that, so I wanted to dive into there, and I see that was an opportunity for me to grow. So once my parents were in Mexico for vacation, I purchased a batch machine and a push cart, and I just started making water ice in my parents' basement. It wasn't the right way to do, but at that time I didn't know. So, but me, when I'm passionate about something, I dive into it, I do it. I don't go around questioning, asking people, is this the right thing to do? I don't want to get discouraged. When I want to do something, I do it. So again, to make a long story short, I started making water ice in my basement. And then I would make it at night, and I would get up in the morning and push my cart throughout West Philadelphia, through my neighborhood. So I started off with one push cart. But I also went to entrepreneur. I was taking classes for entrepreneurship in different institutions here in the city. It might have been something with Temple or something that the city was funding at the time. So once I was done my business plan, I went to several banks, and several banks denied me at the time. So,
Okay.
one thing my father instilled in me was having good credit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Being on time and having good credit. And so I went to the bank with my business plan, and I was denied. So I'm very frugal. So I had around $14,000 of my own money that I was willing to invest. When you start in a business or you invest in anything, it's not guaranteed.
Right.
So I was willing to risk or invest $14,000 of my savings.
Wow.
So I purchased a bash machine, a small one, and a push cart. So again, I would push that through my neighborhood for the first year. The second year, so
let me stop right there. So you started with this, and I'm really hoping that you all will listen to the progression, because he's not still at push cart today, and I'm excited about that story. So you had this vision, you got this machine, you made your water ice, and then you just walked around West Philly selling water ice on the corners, right?
Yes, I will push it through the neighborhood. I didn't stand on the corners too much.
Got you. All right.
So I will push it down different blocks.
Okay.
So I mapped out where I wanted to go, where I wanted to start, and where I wanted to end up at. So I will go up and down different blocks throughout my grandmother's neighborhood, because that's where I was really raised. Around the 5700 block of Cherry Street Market.
Got it. Okay.
So I will push through that neighborhood where people was familiar with me at.
Got you.
So I did that for the first year. I only pushed it for 1 year.
All right.
So I probably did around like 3 miles a day.
Got it.
And that was from like May to end of September. And I went from there so it was wintertime. So I found out my machine can make ice cream as well. So I started making ice cream in my basement during the off season, and then that's when I pitched the product to Mr. Brown to have it in his supermarket. That's what started the second year of being in business, where we entered our ice cream into the shelves of ShopRite. So we came up with our when my idea for that was to again enter that market, not having the capital, not having not being a household name. How can I enter into this ice cream market or this frozen dessert market and make my own path? So that's when we came up with the different ice creams, like sweet potato pie, banana pudding, strawberry shortcake, peach cobbler, because I wanted to differentiate myself from my competitors.
Gotcha.
So you had the Haagen-Dazs and all the big names. So when you go in the supermarket, I didn't want to have French vanilla, butter pecan, because you have 4 or 5 major brands. So we purchase what we used to. You know, you go in, you're going to eat the ice cream that your grandmother and your mother had. You're going to pick the seasons that your grandmother and your mother had. So I wanted to have something where I had the banana pudding ice cream. When you decide, do I want to get Neapolitan or do I want to get banana pudding? Now you're just picking the 2 flavors. You're not picking brands now.
Gotcha.
Because I'm the only one that has it at the time.
Got it. Yes.
So it's banana pudding. You want it or you don't want it. So now it's not like 3 or 4 brands selling the same stuff that I was selling. So that's how I wanted to, and that's called creating the niche market. So, and what one of the things that we set ourselves apart was our non-traditional water ice flavors as well as our ice cream flavors. Because one of the things that the market told me was, and that's when Talentia was coming out. I think that's how you said Talentia, and they were doing like 3 for $10. They were always on sale on weekends. Yep. And one of the things that the head of ShopRite told me was, Haagen-Dazs, they haven't put this product on sale in 10, 15 years. Wow. So I know I was, I was making a presence in the market just due to the sales of our ice cream flavors. Okay. So that's one of the things I try to do when we come up with new product, when we come up with new flavors. How can we separate ourselves from our competitors? And when you enter into a market, when you're using your own funds and you don't have the capital like say Hers or Doritos or Pepsi, you have to do something that separates you from the big fish and reach markets that they can't reach or have problems reaching those markets. And that's one of the things that we are great at doing.
Wow. Thank you for that. So that's Jeff Brown, ShopRite. Shout out Jeff Brown for even giving the opportunity. But you said you pitched Jeff Brown. And so I really want to go down to a granular level. So what does that mean? How did you do that? How did you get to Jeff Brown to say, hey, man, try my ice cream and can I sell it in your store? What does that look
Yes,
like?
I'm very big on relationships.
Okay.
I'm big on relationships, and I'm big on finding the decision maker. Who's the decision maker? So, for example, it may be hard to get in contact, but it might be your secretary. It may be your wife.
Yep.
You understand? So, what I did is I found out who was the decision makers for ShotRite or for Mr. Brown.
Yes.
I know Mr. Brown's heavy in the community. I know some of his team members below him on the C-suite level is involved in the community as well.
Got you.
So I joined organizations that they were at. I know where he was buying his paper at, where he was drinking his coffee at. His second in command, I know where organizations he was a part of, what board he was on, and just happened to be, me as being involved in my community as well, we just happened to be in those same spaces. But prior to that, I didn't know who they were because I wasn't in the water ice or ice cream business.
Gotcha.
Once I was in the business and doing my research, I just found out that we just happened, what they say, 6 degrees of separation.
That's right. Yep.
So we just happened to be in the same spaces. And being involved in the community, I knew someone that knew him, Bazi. So having great relationships and good rapport with people, they were introducing me to these individuals who were decision makers. So that's one thing I'm proud, base my business on, is going to the source. You understand? And that's what we did. We did our research. Who are the decision makers? How can we get in contact with those decision makers? What churches do they go to? What organizations they give back to, what they do on weekends and stuff like that. So that's how we was able to connect with Mr. Brown and the individuals on his team that was the decision makers.
Okay, thank you for that. So first year, you got this push cart, you're establishing a brand, you're walking around West Philly. Then you make ice cream, and then you pitch Jeff Brown. All right, so what happens after that?
So after that, as an entrepreneur, you always had to reinvent yourself. You always had to continue to create revenue streams or strengthen the revenue streams that you have. You have to always scale. You have to be scaling as an entrepreneur because, we don't get checks every 2 weeks sometimes.
Right.
As a conditional 9 to 5. So one of the things we was doing, I might have did a little bit over investing, over leveraging myself. So I did hit a brick wall financially. And one of those brick walls, as being the youngest child, I really never asked my parents for much growing up, or even to this day. I was always, like I said, I was frugal. I was always saving my money. I was always investing my money into real estate or whatever the case may be. And one year the wintertime, I guess I didn't budget correctly, the funds was short. And turning point was, I never asked my mother for anything. So it was one point I was like, Mom, can I have $9 to get a $10 haircut? And I think I was maxed out on credit cards. I was maxed out on savings throughout the year. Revenue, the profit that we had from the previous summer going into the winter season, it just wasn't going to make it until, the start of the next season. So financially, we hit a brick wall. Everything was maxed out. And I just said, because I don't like really getting haircuts. I don't like going to the barbershop. It just take too long. So my brother, I went to his barbershop. His barbershop was charging $10 at the time. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to these type of barbershops no more. I don't do it. I'm a sacrifice. I'm gonna go spend this money and go to this barber, and I'm going to support this barber. I'm gonna support this black business. And I prayed to God, I was like, God, please make this the longest haircut ever. I want him to take 2 or 3 breaks. I want him to look at the girls do out the window. I want him to do everything because I know after this haircut is done, reality is going to hit. You understand? So I was in the barbershop. It was my first time getting a haircut from this guy. And the barber don't like you reaching in your phone, looking at your phone or whatever the case may be. And the phone just kept ringing. I was like, all right, I'm going to just answer it. So it was the NFL draft. It was the NFL draft. This might have been, so that's in April. So this might have been late March, early April, whatever the case may be. And they was like, do you want to do the NFL draft? I was like, yes, how much? We didn't have the money. So they said, don't worry about it. I didn't tell them I didn't have the money, but I didn't need a fee at the time. Like, how I'm going to pay for this? Boom, 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 boom. So I just happened to run across some cash. I was able to buy some more inventory for the NFL draft, which was my birthday weekend, which is usually raining in April. which is pin relays, which is usually rainy.
Yep.
And it just happened. It rained the entire week. So from that Sunday to Thursday morning, it rained.
Mm-hmm.
And then it rained. So that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then Sunday, it rained again. But that weekend, if you look up, it was like 85, 90 degree weather in April. And it's usually not that hot during pin relays. And we did very well. We did very well. We probably outsold everybody, all the big names. And where we were stationed at was on concrete. Everybody else was, their tent was on the other side where it was muddy. They didn't do very well due to the weather, whatever the case may be. And we just happened to be in the right spot. It was the right weekend. And, God answered some prayers. And we were able to come out of we was able to go from the red to the black. And we had a great weekend, and from there we started doing music festivals up and down the East Coast. So now you can find us anywhere up and down the East Coast as far west as Texas. So that's now so that became a new revenue stream for us. So now we had a water ice stand at Brown Shot Right. We had the ice cream at Brown Shot Right. Now we're doing music festivals up and down the East Coast.
Got you.
So that was our first big shift from there.
Got it. So any like the Bethlehem music or any of the music fests, so you're one of those vendors and you're always looking for places to just vend at these events, right?
Yes. So now we're known. We're known up and down the East Coast to do the major events. So we did the NFL draft.
Mm-hmm.
We just did the PGA championship. We do the Roots picnic. Now we have a brand partnership with Tito's Vodka. So any major big festival up and down the East Coast, we're a part of. Dreamville, when Welcome America was here. Well, Welcome America's still here, but Made in America. So any major event, we're a part of.
Got you. All right. And so at this point, are you in other than ShopRite stores?
Oh, no, we're currently not in Brown Shot Right. We once was in Walmart as well.
Okay.
So yeah, we after Brown Shot Right, we started going to other supermarkets up and down the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we graduated, probably to like 35 supermarkets from Philadelphia down to Atlanta. We had 2 in Atlanta, and then we had some in Baltimore, some in Maryland, and Delaware. So we was up to like 36 supermarkets. And then from there, we went to Walmart.
Okay.
Walmart was good. There was some challenges. I'll leave it at that. But one of the things that why we got out of Walmart was because there's a lot of things that we had to do, protocol we had to follow on the Walmart side. So a lot of things that we here in the city, we had to do with the health department, the city, in the state.
Yeah.
So we always was in compliance with them. But Walmart wanted to do their own little audit. So those audits was very expensive. They were treating us as if we were Pepsi, Doritos, and it was very expensive. So one time I had to get an audit, was like $12,000. Like, I didn't even make $12,000 in revenue yet with you guys. How can I afford to comply with your audit?
Yeah.
So we backed out of that because I know a lot of other entrepreneurs that I met when we pitched our product to Walmart from the Philadelphia area, as well as other cities throughout the country, went out of business, dealing with Walmart or just dealing with big box brands. For example, it depends on your contract, and you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. You understand? So one of the things is you may do say you do $1 million in product. Well, you sell $1 million worth of product to Walmart, and something happens. Say it doesn't sell. Say you sell out of that $1 million, say just 500,000 cases.
Okay.
You only sell 100,000. Now they want to give you your product not selling.
Right.
So they want to ship it back to you. So now you might say you out of that you received $1 million. So now you expand, you get into brick and mortar, you buy some trucks. Now you spent the money that you made from Walmart. Now they want to send it back. Now you owe them a check. You already spent the money. So now you out of business because you can't afford to pay Walmart for that recall.
Got you.
Or the product they sent back. So now you had to be tricky. It's tricky because most entrepreneurs don't understand that, or they fail to forget that it may be a recall and the product may not sell, so you got to buy that product back from them. So now that what you thought was profit, you got to give it back. And sometimes there's a lot of businesses that that went out of business, and we almost went out of business as well. And sometimes it's a thin line between in entrepreneurship, because you can be very aggressive. You want to scale your business, and those who already bled in that space, you know, may give you some advice, but you sometimes people, you know, quick to say that if someone's hating, they don't want to see you grow in the business. They don't want to see you succeed. It's hard to decide which is which.
Got you.
And I didn't ever think people didn't want me to succeed, but I should have took some people advice at times, because some of them things came to fruition, and we at times did not, or almost did not bounce back from that.
Got you. Thank you for that. You know, it's interesting you're talking about these large Walmarts, Amazons. I know my experience with my book. Amazon is a blessing, but it's also a curse, because Amazon can sell my book and does sell my book cheaper than I can afford to sell my book. And so I'll go somewhere and speak, and I buy it from Simon Schuster and do the normal markup. But while I get a markup that makes sense to me, Amazon is over here selling my book cheaper. Then you look crazy by selling your book for more money, and people think that you're trying to beat them because they can go online. So this whole Amazon Walmart thing can impact entrepreneurs very differently.
Yes.
Yeah. So you said something about mentors. Who helped you in this process, or where did you find help and resource along your way? Do you have a mentor? Did you have people that you could follow? How important was that part of the process?
When I first started, I really didn't have a mentor. Because I like I said, I was always into baseball. I was, you know, my dream was to be a major league baseball player. So I didn't really have a 9-to-5. Never had a 9-to-5. So I never worked at, say, ice cream parlor or ice cream shop, anything like that. So it was trial and error. My father, I must say, my father always gave me great advice. He continued to give me great advice. So, you know, when it came to my father and my brother, when it came to flavors, they always gave me great ideas, how to push the product. They always played devil's advocate. So I'll say, you know, anything. My father's not in that space, but my father gave me great advice.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. So at this point, where are you now with your business, and what's next for you?
Yeah, what's next coming up? We're in the process of building a 13,000-foot manufacturing space in University City. So the first floor is going to be commercial. It's going to be, again, 13,000 square feet. We're going to use that for manufacturing and retail. And then we're building 22 apartment units above it. Out of those 22, 6 of those units is going to be affordable housing.
Okay.
So we looking to actually, I need to speak with my architect team this week. They said all the packages should be coming back today. So we're going to look to seek financing for that. Again, affordable housing. 6 units will be affordable housing, and we're going to try to get back into the retail space for us, and just giving back to the community, and position this company to be scalable.
Got you.
Even if that's franchising or privately owned.
So you are open to the whole franchising thing, someone being able to do Dre's ice cream in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yes.
And
Shaker Heights, Cleveland.
Shaker Heights, that's right. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So,
okay.
We're gonna look into those options. You know, we open to different options.
Okay.
You know, we don't have anything set in stone. So again, we may do the franchise model, or be privately held, like say like a Wawa, something like that.
Okay.
And like I said, we want to scale the business. We're able to purchase product at by bulk more cheaper than we are purchasing now. So we'll be able to bring our prices down and give a more quality product. We try to focus on fruit flavors. You know, we try to stay away from the red dye. You never really see us selling cherry or say blueberry. We just try to stay away from them dyes. So we're gonna be importing a lot of fruit, exotic fruits from different countries. It could be Mexico, Panama, wherever the case may be. And we're gonna bring you some authentic, real fruit water ice, not just using the name.
Man, thank you so much. Your story is it's riveting, it's exciting, and it's been exciting to watch. If there's anything that I didn't ask you that you want to tell people, I want you to take that now. But what would you say to the young man or young woman that's starting out right now? They've got an idea. They want to be an entrepreneur. We know that this has been a journey for you. It's been up, it's been down. What would you tell the entrepreneur that's out there that's just starting out right now?
I would tell the entrepreneur, the young fellow out there today, you're in a great space. First is you have to create a proof of concept. Create a proof of concept, sell it to your friends and family at school, your people coming out from your church in your neighborhood or your church. Create that proof of concept and figure out if it would sell or not, and then scale from there. A lot of people like to create a product and think everybody's going to purchase that product. You got to find, is it a market for that product? If not, then there's a reason why it's not a market for that product. But for the young people, or all individuals of all ages, this is a good space. There's a lot of people retiring. They said by 2030, 10,000 people a day is going to be retiring.
Wow.
So a lot of these these cleaners, these nail salons, mom and pop shops, or even electrical company, HVAC companies, some of these people want to be retiring. So it's a good time to buy these businesses. You don't have to create something from scratch. It's very hard. It's going to take a lot of time mentally, physically, financially, emotionally, all those things. It's going to take a lot of that. And it's okay to purchase a business that have a foot in the market, that has a customer base. So all these people that's retiring, they want to go enjoy life. You can get it at a discount. Like you said, they already have a customer base. They will teach you the business, and it's much easier. Start a franchise. They already have a proof of concept. They know what work. It's easy to get financing. So it's harder to get financing when you say, oh, I want to start another soul food business, where it's 2 or 3 of them and already in the neighborhood. So, and it's very expensive. Soul food can be expensive. How many people are you going to sell to? How many times that individual going to come to your business weekly or monthly? You understand? They might want to try someone else another month. So a platter is like $25, $30. So you have a family of 4, that's a tough business. And the margins in restaurants are thin as it is. But purchase a franchise or purchase a existing business for someone that's retiring, and life would be much easier. You understand? It's easier to get financing, and they have a proof of concept already.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Andre. Man, you are an inspiration. How can people find out more about where your products are? How can they get in touch with you as we get ready to close this out? I want to have a word of prayer, but help people know how to get to you.
Yes, you can reach us on Instagram, which is Dre's Water Ice. That's DRES Water Ice. Our website is dresicecream.com. And you can follow us on social media. Again, we're going to be opening up a 13,000 square foot manufacturing retail location next year, God willing. And just, keep in contact with us through social media.
Thank you so much for that. Listen, I'm going to see you all in the morning. Looking forward to worshiping and looking forward to our continued celebration of the 150th anniversary of Enon Tabernacle Baptist Church and the payoff of our building. The 4th weekend. In fact, we're going to get some of your ice cream out there at the cookout. All right. So we're going to all be looking for Dre's ice cream at the cookout. That's the 4th weekend in July. But man, we are so proud of you, and we bless God for what the Lord is doing with you, through you, and for you. So come on, let's go to God in prayer. We'll talk with you in the morning. God, I bless you and I thank you. I thank you for your son, Andre. I thank you for how you have used him, what you are doing with him and through him. Lord, we pray that this conversation would inspire future entrepreneurs. We pray that you would open his business, God. We pray that you would use him, God, to teach others. Bless him, Lord, that he might be a blessing to others. Now, as we go throughout the rest of our day, go with us, stand by us until we meet again. It is through Christ, and for his sake we do pray. Let us all say, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Love you much. God bless you. God keep you is my prayer.